Hi there, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your monthly astrological forecast for February 2024. Quick reminder, if you're new to this channel, I do weekly astrology reports as well. They come out every Tuesday, so if you're not subscribed, you might want to hit subscribe. And I also do weekly tarot at the end of the week, and so if you're into tarot, there's some of that for you as well. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com. So what's going on when it comes to your month? This month is all about planets pairing up for big pushes. It's going to be a very fast-paced month for everybody. And for you, it's all about joining forces and sharing in big wins across the board. We start off with the Sun and Mercury together in the sign of Aquarius for the first half of the month. This is your 8th house of shared resources, passive income, as well as intimacy and your sex life. But we're probably going to be focusing a bit more on the practical with these two. We've also got this area ruling any kind of income you make outside of a salary or hourly income, such as bonuses, incentive programs, commissions, tips, and sales, and anything that you share with others in terms of finances and responsibility, be they romantic partners or business partners or anybody really. With the Sun and Mercury here, you are going to be finding a lot of your bonus income, a lot of your supplemental income, your investment income, and things that you do share or count on that you share going through a big boost. This is also a time with the Sun and Mercury in the 8th house where a lot of you are going to find that opportunities to stack on top of what you might consider your base, financially speaking, are also going to be showing up. And you are going to also find that because these two are working in a joint area of the chart, or an area that works on joining forces, there could be a lot of very important connections or maybe joint venture opportunities coming to you as well that you are going to want to give a good look over. In the back half of the month, they move on into the sign of Pisces, your 9th house of big moves, big travel, expansion, higher education, official dealings, government and legal matters, as well as anything relating to your popularity, your prominence, and your spiritual path and practice. The Sun will be going in here on the 18th, and Mercury will be following on the 23rd, and they'll both be here well up into the beginnings of March. When we have these two together in this part of your chart, it's time to get the show on the road, especially when it comes to getting you out of maybe cramped or contained spaces or routines in your life that have maybe been keeping you in a stuck spot. This is also a time where a lot of you are going to find that, yes, when it comes to prominence and popularity, you're becoming a lot more well-known. This is also going to be a great influence for those of you that have been looking to make any kind of big moves or big travels happen over the course of this year, whether you're getting down to business now or you're saving it for later in the year. And this is also going to be a time where a lot of you are getting a chance to speed up the completion of a long conversation, commitment, contract, or whatever circumstance that has been maybe holding you in the past. We move on here to Venus and Mars in Capricorn at the start of the month, right? For the first half of the month, Venus and Mars are together in your 7th house of partnerships, your closest one-on-one connections, your boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, roommate, all the people you have your closest one-on-one involvements with. And this is all about getting into a space where a lot of new levels of intimacy, closeness, trust, and devotion are being explored. Venus in the 7th house is all about bringing people closer together, bringing in more affection, more kindness, more generosity, but also a lot more fun. This is also a time where you're going to be attracting all kinds of different important new people into your world for very cool joint ventures or joint journeys. And so whether these are romantic adventures or they are business adventures, or you're just looking to create a tighter circle of friends, Venus has your back. And Mars is also going to be going hard at work on eliminating blocks that maybe have been up in your life when it comes to your love life, or maybe even having the ideal close connections with the people that you want to be closer to. However, with Mars, sometimes this can also be a time where we have to be ready to face some challenges around some personal issues with intimacy, or maybe finally address challenges that have been elephants in the room in close one-on-one connections. As we go into the second half of the month, we've got Mars and Venus moving on into Aquarius, that eighth house of shared resources, passive income, and intimacy, and all of that good stuff we talked about at the start. Mars is going in on the 13th. Venus will be going in there on the 16th, and they'll both be there as we, close up February and go on into the early portions of March. With these two in the eighth house, it can be a time where we go a bit nuts. Venus is all about indulgence, fantasy fulfillment, and yes, this is going to be very, very hot when it comes to your love life and your sex life. In fact, Venus is all about getting a chance to maybe realize a few fantasies and take on a bit of a more carefree attitude in these spaces. And Mars is also bringing in a touch of the carnal, a bit of the wild into your love life and your intimate life. And so there's also going to be a lot more boldness going on here as well. Just be careful, and this is something I also had to say to the Gemini people, because they had a transit very similar to this, actually almost exactly like this. It's very much going to be crucial for you to keep an eye on your other responsibilities and be mindful during this period. It can be very easy with Mars and Venus in the 8th house to kind of get a one-track mind and let other responsibilities get risked if we're not careful. That being said, this is also going to be a beautiful period for a lot of you that are looking to maybe also boost supplemental income. Venus is drawing in all kinds of bonus activity in the money department, and Mars is even going to be helping you to plow through a lot of financial maybe issues from the past that still may be speaking for opportunities or money that you're trying to work with in the present. And this can include debts or maybe old tie-ups or hang-ups. We have a new moon in this part of your chart on the 9th of February, and this is opening up a 2-week window period between the 9th and the 13th. And this is going to give you a chance to have a new stream of income or a new revenue stream get created or show up in your life. This could be something that pops up out of nowhere. This could be something that is now ready to come forth into being, something that you've been working on. It's a great time for those of you who've been looking to test the waters in a self-employment venture, or maybe you're trying to work on something when it comes to an extra gig or maybe a big investment. It's time to kind of play around with that, get a bit experimental there. A new moon in the 8th house is all about a chance to take on a bit of extra that is going to pay us off in a big way as we go through the rest of the year. And finally, we've got a full moon in Virgo, which is all about big clearings for you on the 24th and the 2 weeks following, going up until about the end of week 1, beginning of week 2 of March. And that is because a full moon in Virgo is a full moon in your 3rd house of communications, pacts, promises, commitments, contracts, as well as helpful third parties and any kind of collaborations. This is a time of big pruning for the Cancerian people. So a lot of you are going to find that a lot of contracts, commitments, or again, binds or binding influences are getting cut from your life and cleared out from your world. And this could be a time where you're getting a chance to also escape a lot of things that have been maybe lorded over or controlling your movements in some way. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.